At exactly 26 minutes before 10, shaking your money maker, Luda. And talking about money making and retirements and making sure that you are sorted when you retire. Here's a man that worked with us for about 4 or 5 years, marketing departments, and then he decided, you know what, actually, I think I'm going to go at it solo. Start small, pop up here and there, and I guess when you did that, you realized that it worked.
Yeah, I mean, I literally started the brand 2 months after I left Metro FM, you know, and I mean, from starting out in Metro FM, most of our job really, we used to work over the weekends, and here was this guy just having left Metro FM and started the new job, which was literally a Monday to Friday.
Yeah.
And I figured, well, like a time to kill, I might as well do something, you know, but I just didn't know what to do at the time, you know. So this one time I went to Soweto low crate market, you know, and I think it was in August of 2014, and I went there after like a hectic night, you know, so I wanted something spicy, I wanted like peri peri, whatever, as long as it peri peri, but I mean, I walked around the market and there wasn't anyone selling chicken, you know, and I mean, we black people are known to eat chicken, and there wasn't anyone selling chicken on the day, you know, so that was that, and then I spoke to my mom. I said, look, there's this market that's happening in Soweto. I know the guy that organizes it, which is Fiso, and I was like, you know what, maybe we could do something, you know, like at the market, because my mother's been an entrepreneur herself, you know, so we figured let's try to do something. And then she went to, I think there's like a cash and carry in my hood, and they were selling chicken wings at a special. She was like, maybe let's try this and see how it goes. I mean, chicken wings, something easy that you can nibble on, you know, so let's get chicken wings and see how far that goes. So I think we spent about 1.5 buying the chicken wings. We bought like a grill. I think in total it cost us about 3,000-4,000 to start this business. And on the 7th of September, we got the opportunity at Low Crate Market, and we've been trading ever since.
How have you grown since the first time you traded till now?
Well, when we started, it was literally my mother and my siblings, you know. So. And we were just doing low crate, you know. So I mean, we started. This was in September 2014, and then Delicious Food Festival was happening the next year, you know. So in less than 6 months, we already scored a spot at Delicious Food Festival, which was great, gave us exposure. But more than anything else, it also taught us a lot of other stuff, especially within the business. I mean, when you do a pop-up, there's stuff like COAs, there's hawkers licenses, you know, like hairnets, all of those things. So we got to learn a lot of stuff between when we started until we did like Delicious, and we started doing other events as well, you know, like your pop bottles, and a few other markets that obviously happen in and around Gauteng, you know, because obviously you could use the fact that you're Delicious to say, look, I'm being a Delicious, and people have this perception that when you're Delicious, you actually are a good trader. So those open doors and using relationships. I mean, the fact that I've worked at this radio station, you sort of meet a lot of other people that you can say, hey, can you please help me with XYZ? And then that really got us to, you know, to grow from that. And I mean, we've been running this for what, 3 years and 2 months.
You know, I often hear the statement, I guess you can correct it if you feel that it's not the case, because you are currently, you know, in business, early stages of this. I often hear people say, you know, if you are starting a company that solves something, then you will not fail. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I agree. I mean, I always say that you don't necessarily have to be the first in the market, but you have to be the best in the market, you know? And you are right by saying that, you know. I mean, I grew up, or like a lot of my peers, where if you go to an event, there's always someone selling pap and chicken, and so the gourmet food, you know, industry, if I can call it that, hasn't really been in a lot of black-owned events, you know. So when we, like, if you go to a stadium, you'll find pap and chicken, and everybody, 6-7 vendors are selling the same thing. So I've always tried to say, what can we do a bit more differently, you know? But most importantly, the vision has always been, we don't have a chicken fast food franchise that was started by a black person for black people, if you know what I mean. So the whole idea has always been, we need to grow, we need to build our own, you know what I mean? Like our dreams are valid, you know? Like I don't see why someone that grows up in Towoza like myself, that could potentially say, look, I want to be the next Chicken Licken, if I can call them by name, you know what I mean? I want to compete with the likes of Nando's, I want to compete with literally every other food business that's in you know, that's available currently, you know. So that has always been the vision, to say chicken wings. Who would have thought that with chicken wings? And I mean, for me, that's just literally chicken wings were available at the time. How far can we push this? And I mean, 3 years we've been selling chicken wings, and
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
Yeah, that's what I'd like to hear.
Capital, starting capital, $4,000, kind of, somewhere around there. And then 3 years down the line, what's the turnover?
Well, that's a difficult one.
How is it difficult?
Yeah, you know, if it matters, when you ask him that question, he grabbed his pocket, so...
No, look, turnover hasn't been bad. Turnover has been quite good. I mean, so good has been the turnover that I've actually got my 9 to 5. So I'm serving my notice from November, and from the 1st of December,
Wow.
I'll be focusing on
Like
this business full time. Yeah, all in. I mean, I have to,
There's changes from
The-
pop-up to you doing it temporarily to going into it permanently. What are the changes?
So like I've said, we've been in this business for like 3 years, right? So most of the time it's always been about pop-ups. When there's an event here, an event there, then we pop up and sell our chicken wings, right? But ever so often people say, I want to get chicken wings on a Tuesday, on a Wednesday, on Thursday, and because we're not popping up at those respective markets or events, you can't get our chicken, you know. So the idea has always been to grow it into a fully fledged restaurant, you know, which is essentially what we're doing now. So on the 3rd of November, which is this Friday, we would open doors for our first store, which is in Braamfontein.
Oh, yeah.
You know, so the idea with it is to maybe, I think for us, because it's self-funded, you know, we haven't gotten a loan from anyone else, is to literally win it until we get it right. You know, now that we've got it.
Excuse the pun.
I mean, you know, so now that we're getting to like a proper brick and mortar, you know, there's obviously a few learnings that we will get from that and then go from it. I mean, when we started the Wing Republic as a pop-up, we didn't have branded gazebos, branded t-shirts. So now if you go to any pop-up, you'll see that the guys that work with us, they're fully branded, whether the aprons, the gazebos and all of this. So now we literally want to get to that stage with the brick and mortar store. And then once that is sorted out, if I can call it that, once that is sorted out, then we can gradually grow the business into like deliveries and all the other stuff. But we are moving into a formalized structure, you know, which is the restaurant that's opening officially on the 3rd of November.
So you went from chicken pop-up to now opening up shop on the 3rd of November.
Correct.
What have you identified as possibly a good pair, a good match for the chicken wings that you're looking at long term?
I mean, for me, chicken wings has always been about experiences, you know? So I'm speaking under correction, but we are one of the few chicken outlets that offer like lemon pepper chicken wings, for example, you know? So you don't get that anywhere. So for me, it's always been about experiences, you know? So obviously trading at different markets, you get to meet a lot of different people, and some of them obviously family. And in this case, you find that I have Lisiba Langa, who owns a mobile bar restaurant, you know, which is called Ulanga Bar. Same predicament as what I've heard, where people want wings on a Tuesday and they can't get them. Similar case with him. He does all these cocktails, and if you want to get a cocktail on Thursday from him, you can't get it. You know what I mean? So the whole idea is to partner with other people that are like-minded, where you could potentially get them to give them a platform rather, or partner with them, because there's obviously different learnings that we could all do together. You get what I mean? So that is really the idea. So to offer experiences or products that you wouldn't necessarily find anywhere.
Is this combination happening on the 3rd of November, or will you give it time and then you'll
It's happening from the 3rd of November.
Oh, nice one.
At exactly 9:43, final question. Wing Republic, the name.
Yeah. Well, Wing Republic. I guess the name Wing Republic was just something that I thought of. You know, I mean, we're selling chicken wings. We want to be the one-stop shop when it comes to chicken wings. So when you think chicken wings, you must just think of us. So we branded the pop-up at the time as the Wing Republic. You know, it was an easy sell. If you think of a hashtag TWR, you know, so it was literally me wanting to build a brand instead of, because ever so often you find someone that is selling something delicious at the market, but if you go back, you don't know who they are, you can't identify them. So we literally had to build a brand and get like a following around the Wing Republic. And using friends, I mean, one of my friends designed the logo, you know, so that was really...
So it's all about basically creating a very wholesome brand.
Yes.
All right.
Appreciate your time, I mean, all the best to you.
Thank you, sir.
Braamfontein, you said that's where the store is going to be, the first one, right?
Correct.
All right,
Correct.
we're looking forward to seeing this, at least now that we can find you during their week. which is going to be the case. And I don't know, in my mind, it's playing out as you obviously targeting the students in the student market over there, but obviously it's the public at large.
True. So it is the public at large. I mean, if you look at Braamfontein, it's got different dynamics in terms of the audience. You know what I mean? Like you get students, you get the working class that goes there, and over the weekends you get people that are from, let's say, out of town that wouldn't necessarily work in Bram. That
come to the activities over the weekend.
I mean, there's a market there. There's other shops, you know, that do maybe similar things to us. So there's literally a hype of activity that happens over the weekend at that place, which is completely different from what you get when you go there midweek, you know. So we're hoping for the best. We're really hoping that.
No, I'm sure that you guys will wing it and finally make it. Your philosophy, I mean, you know, having learned all that you've learned and finally now just, you know, going at it like full time, what is your philosophy?
Well, when it comes to business, I always say grand opening, grand closing. So there's a lot of learnings that you pick up when you start small, you know. So even the losses are not as crazy as if you were to go on a fully fledged store, you know. So literally start up small and grow what you're doing.
Awesome stuff. Thank you, Tlhompho, and all the best to you and family, and the Wing Republic coming to you very shortly in Braamfontein.